Okay, it went away.
Hello. It is Functional Faith Friday, and we are talking about marital intimacy and sex as parents. That's all you got for that one?
I'm really tired, and because I got concussions last summer, whenever I get tired, I stutter.
Yeah.
And I also feel very goofy right now.
So this should be interesting. But so yeah, we're talking about.
I wanted to do this.
No, don't do that.
I didn't, but I wanted to.
So we're talking about sex and intimacy as parents. This is extremely relevant to us right now because, Kingston's really tired because we're trying to nightwean our baby girl, who is actually not a baby, she's 2, and very intentionally, so that we can work on that intimacy as a stop. You can't be on it. We are live right now. Okay. Let us know if you're joining us. You can leave a comment and we'll be able to see it. And we'll say, hey. You're shaking the camera. You gotta chill out, dude. Okay, so let's get into it. So this is, as goofy as we are, this is a very sensitive topic,
You're
right?
Not goofy, I'm goofy.
Okay, this is a sensitive topic. It is for us, and it is for a lot of you. I made a post earlier today, and I don't even remember. So I said, "What hinders you? What hinders intimacy in your marriage?" And if you didn't already see that post and you'd like to share, you can feel free to share. Are you waving at your mom right now? Because she's the only person that's commented. Okay, yeah, cool.
I wanted to acknowledge her.
Real cool, dude. But a lot of people have been commenting, and feel free to comment if you'd like to share with us here in this space, especially if you are in the Functional Faith group, because that is a private space for us to share with one another. But people have been commenting with things like stress and exhaustion. Kids can hinder intimacy in marriage, as well as feeling unappreciated. And past sexual trauma. So those are all really serious things. Not just sexual trauma. Yeah, not just sexual trauma, but any sort of trauma can hinder sexual intimacy or any sort of intimacy in a marriage, because intimacy isn't just referring to sex, right?
No.
So how would you define intimacy, Kingston?
Intimacy is directly related to vulnerability.
Vulnerability, yeah.
Intimacy and vulnerability are not the same thing.
Right.
But the more the degree to which you are able to be intimate is limited by the degree to which you are able to be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. And this might be kind of complicated, but can you differentiate the two? What would you say makes something intimate in addition to being vulnerable?
If my brain was on all cylinders, I could have a really good analogy like that. But so vulnerability is what you work at. Mm-hmm. And then I think intimacy is a fruit of vulnerability.
Okay, kind of like the shared vulnerability.
Yeah, so like I have to work to tear down the walls that I build between me and you. Mm-hmm. That's vulnerability, and allowing my true self to be my true self, even the ugly parts. Mm-hmm. And then I believe that the natural outcome of that is intimacy. I think that the way that we work on because it's like, oh, we'll just work on your intimacy, but how do you work on your intimacy? Intimacy is a byproduct, is a fruit of you becoming more aware of who you are as a person and feeling more free to share.
Yeah, but it's hard to
who you are as a person.
But it's really hard to do that when you have experienced trauma or when you're just stressed and tired. Like doing that inner work is exhausting. And so here's where we're coming from. We are like with you, right? We really struggle with like all the hindrances to marital intimacy. Just everything that's been named, we have worked through, and we are still working through. Like there's things that we just identified recently in the past couple of weeks as we are in this sex challenge and this intimacy challenge that we're hosting in private groups right now. Like it's brought up a lot. Like wow. There was one night where we just realized, me personally, like I had baggage. Like he's so tired, y'all. Please forgive him. He's been getting like a couple hours of sleep every night. But that I just still had some baggage I need to work through, some shame and guilt and bad messaging that I received and things of that nature. And And then there's also just like we struggle with intimacy because I realized I still had some stuff I need to forgive him for. I thought I had forgiven him, but I think forgiveness comes in layers, right?
Forgiveness is a journey.
It's a journey. It's not like necessarily a moment in time. And, you know, praise God if you're able to just like completely forgive somebody in one sitting.
If you're able to teleport.
What? If you're able to, I'm not sure he's
forgiveness is a journey.
He seriously is not high. He's just that tired.
If you're able to teleport.
This is going to be entertaining.
It made sense.
Okay, so.
Comment if it made sense. If you're able to teleport.
Okay, so it's still just your mom comments. Oh, wait, you two are so adorable. Thank you. I can't see who said that, but thanks. But anyway, so if you're able to forgive someone in just one sitting, like, praise God. Teleport. But for a lot of people, it is a journey, and it's full of hills and valleys. So we have shared some about like the marital struggles that we've had in the past. Maybe we'll share more in the event that we're hosting. If you can see right here on the bottom, we'll be talking about that in a second. But no, we weren't. No, stop it. But there's been a lot that's taken place between the two of us, mistakes that I've made, mistakes that he's made. And I realized recently in these challenges that like, that something that was hindering me in our intimacy is forgiving him for some stuff that's taken place, right? I'm sure there's things that he could forgive me for, but doesn't hinder him any. So, but that's real. Like that's very real. And our kids, right? We're right there. Like I said, with the kids, we have three, 6 and under, and I'm still nursing. And the boys are sleep trained, but Zoe isn't. And that poses a complication. And I think I replied to Mike Singleton. I was like, yeah, we had some surprise visitors.
We did.
They didn't say anything, but it definitely was a surprise. So, but
we can hear them coming because they walk like this.
How do little people stomp like elephants? Anyway, but and just general exhaustion makes a huge difference. It makes a difference for our hormones, makes a difference for everything. So anyway, we've identified that this is a major problem, a major struggle, maybe I should say, for us and certainly for other people. And here's the thing, like we don't talk about it at church. Like generally speaking, especially if you grew up in purity culture, it's just don't do it, and then you should do it when you get married. Like kind of out of obligation.
It's so awesome.
But we're not taught.
That's what they say.
Yes, we're not taught how multifaceted sexuality is. We're not taught
how sexuality impacts every part of our life, and every part of our life impacts sexuality.
Yes. You just said something so profound, even with your half brain. Like that's deep.
My teleportation comment was pretty good too.
Oh gosh. But it's true. So we're not even taught the mechanics. Like really, we're not even taught the I mean, I've been learning some stuff. We've been reading some books and things, and there's just so much to know, y'all. There's just
yeah.
Like there was something that I learned that I was just like, what? Like
we'll tell you later.
What? And I got upset. I got a bit heated. I was like, I never knew that. Like I wasn't taught that in school. I definitely wasn't taught that at church. Like I wasn't taught that from like watching movies. Like I wasn't taught that. So there's so much for us to know about our own bodies, about our partner's bodies. And like you said, the fact that everything in our life can impact our sex life and our intimacy with our significant other, with our spouse, but also that our intimacy can impact every other part of our life. Like without going into too much detail here, but we will be going into more detail in the event and even more detail.
I was going to say later.
Yeah, in the event and even more detail in the opportunity that we're going to be presenting at the end of the event. Hashtag sneak peek, spoiler alert, we're going to have like a program on sex and intimacy.
And marriage. And it's going to be awesome.
Yes.
Crystal told me not to oversell it.
Okay.
But yeah. I think it's going to be really good.
Great. But I don't even remember what I was saying now. Yes, just that
really good.
Stop it, you're so distracting. intimacy can impact every other part of your life. It can help you to be a better parent. It can help you to be a better friend and sibling and daughter or son. It can help you be a better part of Christ's body. It can help you earn more. It can help you have more confidence. And it can help in so many different areas. So these are just things that we don't talk about, and we got to start talking about it. We got to start talking about it because we're just going to say it like it is. God wants you to have good sex. Like, it's a gift. And if you haven't read the Song of Solomon or the Song of Songs because it was like too taboo growing up, we got to go there, y'all. Do you have issues with focusing?
I think maybe
during intimacy.
During intimacy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't. Do you?
No.
And that's stereotypical, and it's not necessarily always that way between men and women, but I think typically that's true.
No, I take that back. The way that we have been learning about sex, which we'll share more later. I know we're talking a lot about sharing more later.
Yeah.
But the way that we've been learning about how to have sex, it has been sometimes harder for me to focus, because trying to focus on the moment is sometimes difficult.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, for me, I'm thinking about, did I put the food away? We got laundry that needs to be folded. What am I supposed to be doing tomorrow? Do I have any meetings coming up? Did I hear a kid? Yeah, I'm thinking about everything and all of the things. It's the struggle is real. I mean, I have a combination of like mom brain, likely ADHD, exhaustion. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on. But yeah, I do struggle with that. Well, I will save the question until later. Okay. Hey, Anthony. Anthony, you during sex. Oh, yes. I'm thinking about all that stuff. Yes. Well, okay, I wasn't going to say that plainly, but yes, Anthony. And Anthony, thank you for the inspiration for the sex challenge.
Yeah.
We get to credit Anthony with that.
We do.
But okay, I don't even know where I was, but basically, I also haven't been using any of the little graphics that I made. Let's see, where are we at with this? Sex. Yes. That's the topic for the day. Also, intimacy.
I can read.
Oh my goodness. But anyway, I don't even know where we left off, but it's a struggle, right? It's a struggle for us. It's a struggle for you. Let's talk about it together. We'd like to share the things that we've been learning about how to cultivate more intimacy, how to
learn some stuff,
how to open up and experience more healing in these different areas in your relationship, within yourself, how to get to know yourself better, and how to have better sex, and all the ways that can produce fruit in every area of your life. So we're hosting an event. Come all who are thirsty. Look. If that's offensive to you, we apologize.
No, we don't.
Stop it. Okay, he doesn't. I'm doing most of the talking just because he's really sleepy. This is really mostly his forte. I'm very uncomfortable with all this, but I do see the need. I see the need. I see the want. I see the gap.
The lack.
The lack. Yeah. And so if it gotta be somebody, really then here I am, Lord, for such a time as this. But so we don't mean to be offensive to anyone. We just mean we have to make light of it because it is an uncomfortable situation. And when we laugh, literally hormonally, it does help to bring down some of those walls. And until we start to bring down those walls, we can't even broach this topic, right? So, you're okay. So,
y'all are making me.
I can't. Stop, you can't stop. It's distracted me, man. But anyway, so that's the event. We had it up there a second ago. It's going to start this month, the 26th.
This month.
And it's going to last for 3 days.
It's going to last for 3 days.
Day 1 is be naked. Be naked. And day 2 is and unashamed.
Oh, that's biblical.
Yes. And day 3 is be fruitful and multiply.
That's also in the Bible.
So we'll be talking about vulnerability, intimacy, sex.
You want to know what else is in the Bible? Isaiah 55:1 says, "Come, all who are thirsty."
Yes, if you didn't realize I was a biblical reference, it is. taken out of context, sure, but also punny. So you're welcome. Anyway, the event, it's going to be hosted within our functional faith group. So if you're not already a member, go ahead and join the group. Message us and let us know that you'd like to register specifically for the event, even if you are a part of the group, so we can make sure that we send you a guide shortly before the event, and that we have you on our email list, and so that you can get all the updates and stay plugged in and not miss anything. Okay. Yeah. And if you know another married couple that you care about at all, you'd like to see their marriage thrive, and maybe breathe an air of new life into it. If you know any married couples, even if it's your in-laws or something like that, invite them to the event. It'll be tasteful, but it'll be adult. It'll be for adult people who want to experience more of the divine in their marriage. This is still completely on theme with functional faith, right? Experiencing the divine all the time. That includes our intimacy with our spouse and our sexuality, right? So experiencing the divine all the time, going from the fruit to the root of dysfunction and doubt. Maybe you're doubting that you can experience more intimacy in your marriage. Maybe you're doubting that you can experience better sex. Honestly, I don't know how much we're going to get into, but like after the kids, I felt like I had like reached like a plateau, and it was lower than I was. We'll just leave it at that. Okay. That wasn't accurate. I thought there was something structurally wrong with me, and that wasn't the case. It was an intimacy vulnerability issue. So we're here for you, and we're gonna.
That's a segue into Marianne said that she said, I notice many people group intimacy with sex, talk about group intimacy with sex and not lovemaking, but I believe God meant intimacy to be connected to lovemaking, not sex with the all thing. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. I think that John said, send me the info.
I'm thirsty.
Will do, John. I think that that's not even what I was about to say isn't even true. Yes, Marianne, I agree with you. I think that lovemaking, any couple it's possible to have sex and not make love. Mm-hmm. It's possible to have sex and not really have intimacy and not be vulnerable. Really, our culture does it all the time. One night stands, there's apps for you to get on and connect with, literally just to have sex with people. There's no intimacy in that. I guess I won't say there's no intimacy in it. They're not the intimacy that we're talking about, because we're talking about whole self intimacy that requires body, actually knowing. And the Bible uses a word to know, mm-hmm. to talk about, to have sex with, to make love with. So yes, Marianne, I do agree with what you're saying. So the intimacy that we're talking about is whole person, committal knowing, not just sexually, but also emotionally and mentally and physically and spiritually and all that good stuff.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to wrap it up because we want to keep this video short. But if you are interested.
The kids aren't here tonight.
Okay, so yeah, if you're interested in the event, it is going to be, the date is on the screen. Stop it. The date is on the screen. And we hope that it's going to be a blessing to you. We want it to be, and we expect it to be. We're praying over this event, and we're praying that just right people who need it and want it participate and are blessed by it. So again, the event is Come All Who Are Thirsty. It's
We're
going
really
to be
hosted.
Oh my goodness. It's going to be hosted at the end of this month. And
You're really
I think
good.
that's it. It's going to be in the evenings around the same time as it is now. I have no idea what time it is right now, but
it's going to be,
I think in the evenings at 8:30.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
About the time it is right now.
Yeah, we had to plan for the kids to be asleep. So
yeah.
So that's all that we have for you. This is Functional Faith Friday. I'm Crystal. This is Kingston. We are your holistic spirituality coaches, practitioners, and we are here to help you in every area of your life to experience the divine all the time,
including sex and intimacy.
And that's all.
And marriage.
Good night.